Good afternoon, everyone. It's fall. It's the time of transition. Let's smoke a J. I'll kill two birds with one stone here by smoking a joint and making a video. I was thinking about the winter today, and as it being the time of season for people to do things, to get things done. And I just heard Manly Hall speak about it as becoming the sun. You become the sun for the winter. You shine the light within yourself. So, I thought it would be kind of nice to play a little clip that I was listening to a few minutes ago about that very situation, about that very thing. I was interested, earlier I ran across the word carpo. I was looking for something, and it came up as a Greek, I believe it was Greek, god of winter. I gotta look back up. I don't have the specifics on it, but it was interesting, representing the time of change and the winter time, plants losing their leaves, and it has to do with the origins of El, but we'll save that for a different time. I'll play this clip, and you guys can tell me what you think about it, and then I can speak about it afterward.
The candidate in the mysteries sees the sun shining underneath his feet. This is a peculiar statement connected with the initiation rites. But because he has been taken in darkness from the outside world to the darkness of the inner world, but he sees even in the darkness of the inner world that the light is shining beneath his feet. That is, the light is shining from the earth, but it is not shining from the heavens. And therefore it is shining from man when it is not shining from nature. And man becomes the sun, and becomes the sovereign sun himself. And by his own light brings nourishment, life, hope, happiness, growth, security to his own kind. In winter, the individual has his chance to do things. Instead of being required to wait or to hope, or just simply through laziness to consider that he will be taken care of, he comes to a season when he must take care of himself. And the world today is in that season. A season in which we can no longer depend upon the errors of others, or no longer depend upon the corruptions of codes. The light has become a little dim for us now. We are in a winter of our discontent. And in this particular season, the sun, psychologically, is obscured. The sun has gone its eternal way. And we must take over the holding of the light until the next winter solstice. The period from the summer solstice to the winter solstice becomes our responsibility. It is harvesting and conserving and preserving, and the process is represented by the constellation of Virgo with a sheaf of grain, which is a symbol of putting the harvest away. In the spring, heaven bestows. In the fall, man conserves. Little by little, the whole astronomical universe breaks down into a morality that has the most perfect evidence that we can have. The only evidence, really. Everything else is conjecture, except that the sun rises, and that also that spring comes. All things that are immovable and eternal and inevitable have to become the basis of the building of a useful philosophy of life. If we do not build upon that kind of a foundation, we are in serious trouble. So I'd like to think of the term, as the sun moves northward, that we will all move with it to become parts, cooperative parts, so that out of our own hearts, rays of that sun will shine upon a world that is beginning to awaken from the sleep of materiality and to come again into the light of the love of God. Thank you very much.
That right there, I don't even know what to add to that, honestly. That was just, well, that was just basically the idea of when I was speaking of archetypes and allegories and symbolism and micro and macrocosms, as above, so below. These understandings that the entirety of the universe is impressed upon a single atom. These principles go deep into psychology as well, and into every season. Just like he says, mankind is going through a season right now. And I love the symbolism of starting to follow the sun northward, help the sun to move northward. Be the sun in this time of winter. Because if you are the sun within your own winter, in the seasonal winter, then we are all the sun to shine within this cosmic winter that we're in. I have a suspicion with the research that I've done now that we are in a binary star system. I don't know whether it's a brown dwarf or we just haven't spotted the star. We keep pretty damn good accurate records of the sky, but if it was a brown dwarf, we would not necessarily be able to pick it up. So there are a lot of speculations on whether or not, why we go through, whether humanity's really gone through these cycles, or if it's something that we just obsess about in our own minds, and that humans have only been around for so long, and we started here and we've worked up to here. I've drawn a few graphs that I believe that humans have been through multiple cycles like this, and we will continue to. They found actually recently some skulls they were studying skulls from 200,000-year-old ancestors of us, and some Cro-Magnon, why can't I think of the name? Anyway, it's because I'm trying to think of it. Basically they showed that the ancient man, even 200,000 years ago, had the ability to speak because of the way that the skull's shaped and because of the descent of the trachea and however it works, the speech deal. It's showing that we've been able to speak for a long time, regardless of whether or not we have, and that we've probably been through many civilization cycles. You see what's been destroyed in 6,000, 7,000 years, even 5,000 years, 4,000 years, 1,000 years, how fast things crumble. Now imagine 50,000 years, or maybe 100,000 years. So what I believe is we go through these cycles, and that perhaps there is a cosmic winter that is caused by the Earth passing into a certain orbit of its binary cycle. This is the 72,000-year precession of the equinox, right? We have this long count, calendar, if you will, I guess, but it's there are many smaller cycles within that. With the I believe it's like there's like a 5,900 year cycle and a 26,000 year cycle, 25,920 year cycle, and we don't know how deep these cycles go. And what I'm saying is that it's perhaps that we're in this moment of darkness, and that this dark age, or this yuga, is caused by us being away from our source star, or our secondary source star. Perhaps our magnetic field's changed. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. It's all speculation to me. And you could listen to 1,000 people talk about, as above, so below, and comparisons like this and metaphors, and you'd never know if anybody was right or not. Because only we can decipher whether things are true or not. And what I'm starting to find in life is that while there is a root truth that people search for, or a basic truth that really does hold water, there are as well individual truths For example, something as simple as a symbol could have a universal truth for everyone, as well as an individual truth for each person that sees it. And you don't have to believe anything floaty or ethereal to see that this is just the way the world works. Anyway, I'm out. Peace to everybody. Be who you be, because that's all you be.